Today, Mars and the Sun are our feature. What's going on with
They
them?
are. Both Mars is the planet of ego-oriented projection. It's where we project our ego out into the world. And of course, the Sun is our vitality. Well, both of those are in the sign of Gemini. Mars has been in Gemini for the last 5 weeks, so it's finishing up its run in Gemini. And I thought you need to know what you need to finish up before the energy changes next week. So
okay.
For Geminis in particular, Donald Trump, again, because he's my favorite Gemini, so besieged over the last 5 weeks or so, and just from all sides. And at least that finally changes. At least there's some kind of resolution to it. And he begins to get his message out, and his message is a little bit clearer, which will be good for him and, of course, for the United States as well. For Cancers, this is a very difficult time for them. They have felt that everything they say gets taken wrong, everything they do gets taken wrong, that they take one step forward and 2 steps backwards. So they, more than any other sign, will be happy at the end of the week when Mars finally goes into their sign and they can be done tiptoeing on eggshells. For Leos, though, great week. They really get to achieve a long-standing hope, wish, goal, or objective through the help of their well-placed male friends. And it is something they've been working on for quite some time, but especially over the last 5 or 6 weeks, and it finally comes to be, which will be a great thing. And then they're going to collapse in a heap because they'll need to.
I got that.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to do it.
Yeah, for Virgos, 10th house of career and public standing, and they have really put the big push on to achieve professional success. I need to point that out for my Lady Gators winning the state championship.
Yay!
Yeah, really, they did a fabulous job, and it makes me look good because professionally, that's what my degree is actually PE. And so to be able to achieve success in that chosen field, for me and all other Virgos get that same kind of very rewarding feeling. So that's a very cool thing for them. For Libras, it's in their 9th house of the law, legal matters, educational matters. Something they've been fighting for comes to be for them. And they've been fighting a long slogging battle for the last 6 weeks or so over it. So it'll be good to, and then they're going to get the responsibility that goes along with that success. And that's a whole other story for next week. For Scorpios, it is in their 8th house of other people's resources. Scorpios have been spending a boatload of money on unanticipated expenses. This is not planned stuff. This is every time you turn around, it's a nickel here, it's a dime there, and it just adds up, and they'll be really happy when that finally ends. But they've learned something very useful about finances and managing finances over the last 6 weeks. They need to apply that in the rest of their life. For Sagittarians, everybody's been pointing fingers at Sagittarians saying, you. And they really have gone, I don't even know what I said or did, because Sagittarians, the words just kind of fall out of their mouths. So for them, that constantly being challenged on their position finally changes for them, which will be a cool thing. And they have to be careful who they take on as allies and partners and make sure that the other person brings to the table what they say they can bring to the table. For Capricorns, nothing but hard work, and they have to do 2 jobs. And if they're lucky, at the end of this week, they will find that 2 jobs get consolidated into one really good job, and they get paid appropriately for it. So that's a very cool thing, too. And there's some kind of health issue they have to deal with, and it's not as bad as they're afraid that it is. For Aquarians, it's in their 5th house of love affairs, children, sports, anything fun, anything entertaining. And I have to laugh because my coach is an Aquarian, and Mars in the 5th is the culmination of sporting event as well. So it's a very cool time to be an Aquarian this week. For Pisces, not so much. A lot of stuff going on at home, a lot of turmoil at home, a lot of upheaval at home. And they're not really sure what the outcome is going to be because there's 2 different stories and neither one's really the truth. And it's going to take them some time to kind of sort through that. So it's a very challenging week for them. And they also will be happy when Mars goes into Cancer and stops squaring their sign. For Aries, it's in their 3rd house of day-to-day living. The pace of their day-to-day living has been like warp speed. And they've really had to work hard to stay ahead of the power curve. And that only lasts for 1 more week. And whatever kind of contract or negotiation or thing they were trying to sell somebody on actually comes to be by the end of the week. And then for Taurus is the last sign. It's about spending a boatload of money. They have spent a boatload of money over the last couple of weeks or so. And it's been on stuff that they wanted to spend money on. So it's not a matter of fixing things that are broken. It's a very gratifying time period to buy stuff that you really kind of want. And not so much need, but more so want. And to find a way to make more money or make your money go further. So that's a very cool thing. That's the 12 signs of the zodiac with Mars and the Sun in the sign of Gemini.
Sounds pretty good. Well, have yourself a wonderful week.
Oh, you too. And yes.
We'll see you next week.
Always a pleasure.